Coming up next. One of the favorites coming in on paper, Wake Forest. Haven't talked a lot about the Demon Deacons, the sophomore Zach Faccioni in the center of the pack. He is getting ready, getting final instructions. Notre Dame should be strong here with Carmody and Jacobs. Alexander's had a good start to his career. Florida State, the senior, they've already wrapped up the team title. Adrian Vilscoot representing the Seminoles.
Had a conversation with Bob Raymond earlier, and he expects this to be a faster race than you might normally expect. He'd like to see Vilscoot get a good race in, and Casey Knevelbard, the outstanding miler that they have on the team, who is, I don't see him there, but he might be in the race, could get out there and try and help him early in the race, see what he can do. He's got the fastest time in college, does Vilscoot, at 10,000 meters. And he's already qualified for the NCAA tournament based on his time. Oh my goodness, what are these guys doing? This is quick. They're not fooling around out there. Now they're getting into more of a rhythm, but the attitude was probably get clear of everybody because this is getting like a cross-country race. Look at them look around in motion. All right, who's supposed to get up and push the pace? Who's going to lead? That's what they're all trying to figure.
The merging of the two major interstates and no turn signal as you all come together as one.
Notice Vilscoot get out from being in maybe 12th place, now slides around into second, and they covered the first 30 seconds in just over about a 4:04 mile pace. It'll settle down, but nonetheless, it's quick. And look at Florida State get out there.
Adrian Vilscoot, junior, South Africa, first year coming over from Coastal Carolina. He was a Chanticleer. Had a lot of success as expected in the Sun Belt. He was a first-team performer in the Sun Belt Conference 2 years ago. The Sun Belt Freshman of the Year in 2018, and he has provided some depth for Bob Raymond and Florida State. Again, another team title for Raymond and the Seminoles, and I'm just curious to get your thoughts, Larry. When you look at the body of work for Florida State this year compared to some of their previous championship years, what makes this team a little bit different? How did they get the job done here in 21?
One of the things that they do that I like is that they focus on spreading their scholarships around. You know, and you'll get scholarships for distance guys and a core of good runners that can train together. You'll get it for middle distance as well. And you've got it in the field events. Some coaches, and to their credit, that's fine, it works for them, will concentrate on speed. And they'll pick athletes good in the long jump. They'll pick guys that can run the 4x1. They'll pick athletes that are good hurdlers. So the concentration is in a major pocket of the sport. Others like to spread it around. And you can talk to the coaches and they'll get right into it. They'll tell you that story. It's not a problem. I think instantly Notre Dame realized what was going on. They looked up and there was Sam Field, a freshman, who is not expected to, let's say, finish in the top 5. And he is out there trotting along, tucking in behind him in his wake is Adrian Vilscoot, who has 1 year of eligibility left. Notre Dame realized right away, these guys are motoring, they're moving, they see Vilscoot move up into second, and they all just look around at each other and say, let's go, get on the train. And that's what's happening right now.
Dylan Jacobs, one of the Fighting Irish, Larry was alluding to, sitting third, and then right behind him, another Notre Dame runner and junior, Andrew Alexander from Toronto, Canada. Had a strong NCAA cross-country championship this past year. Alexander placing 21st in the 10K after a 24th place finish in the ACC, part of Notre Dame's national runner-up cross-country squad. So we've talked so much about North Carolina State on the women's side, what they were able to do in cross-country. Well, Notre Dame equally impressive on the men's side as the Fighting Irish dominated the ACC, and then went on to nationals in Stillwater with the crazy time schedule because of COVID-19. And Notre Dame was able to take care of business as well. So Florida State 1-2, Notre Dame sitting 3rd and 4. We'll keep an eye on the 5,000 here for the men. Earlier, just a few moments ago, we saw North Carolina State dominate. 5 of the top 8 coming for the Wolfpack, and their leader over the past few years has been Ellie Hennis, and Ellie joins us now. And you know, Ellie, you go back to 2018, you won the outdoor championship, and here we are 3 years later. Talk about your growth in this sport and how far you've come.
I can say a lot has happened since those last 3 years. Oh gosh, I can't remember where. It was somewhere in Florida that the last one was. And in those years after that, there's been a lot of growth, both individually and team-wise. And I definitely think the most important and special thing for me was doing this with my team, and that made this experience in particular so special and exciting to just be racing with them, competing with them, and having fun with them.
Ellie, this is Larry Rawson. Take us inside, if you will. Your roommate is Hannah Steelman, is that correct?
Hannah Steelman and Savannah Shaw, yes.
All right, well, tell us what goes on in the sense that you guys talk this over about the pace with your coach, your mom?
I know that a few of us definitely, we didn't want it to be, we're comfortable with the sit and kick, but we wanted it to be an honest race. So we kind of talked about trading off some 800s, some laps, but honestly, this morning there was just a lot of Settlers of Catan played. Not much talking about the race.
So you just talked about other stuff, right?
Yeah, naturally, just get the nerves off.
Did you purposely like to take the lead from Hannah? You know, tell us why you did that.
That was more of just, I guess I was feeling good, a lot better than I'd expected to coming off the 1500. So I just kind of wanted to take off a little bit of the pressure and the work from my teammates. If I could put a little bit of that onto myself, then I wanted to take that.
The bonding on your team is exceptional. I've talked to your mom because I did the ACC cross-country championships. Tell us about how you guys get together and go away as a team even before school starts.
Well, we always have, every year we have a team trip out to some altitude location, kind of get the fitness in, but also I think the main purpose of those trips is the team bonding, and I think that you can see it on and off the track, just the way that we care for each other and love each other and we race for each other, and so I think that starts before the season ever begins, and I think that also starts with bringing in the freshmen and making sure that everyone knows that they're a leader in their own right, and just, you know, having fun together.
How much time do you take off in June, assuming it's a normal year and there's no trials and so forth? What happens? And then when do you start back in with your real training again?
I usually take about like 2 weeks off after nationals rolls around, just kind of shake out the legs and try to focus on everything other than running. And then, the build-up starts from there. Sorry, I forgot the last part of that.
No, that's what I was asking. In other words, you start the build-up for cross-country. So do you get a time off between cross-country and indoor season and indoor and out, or you just kind of work through it?
Cross-country and indoor, there's another 2-week break after that. But indoor to outdoor is mainly just a week of downtime. And actually, I was lucky enough this year. I had the time and opportunity, and my classes allowed for it, that I could go out to Flagstaff and get another little 3-week block of altitude training, which was definitely hard being away from my teammates. But I came back and it was like I'd never left, and we just picked back up with everything. So that was awesome.
Take us through the relationship you have with your mom, your coach, Lori. I'm sure every day is different, but when you look back as a body of work, describe that relationship.
I wouldn't trade it for anything. I don't really know too much what it's like to not be coached by my mom, and it's just been such a special relationship to have, because I think that the more you grow as a person, there's so much individual growth all throughout college as just like a female athlete and just as an individual. So she's been able to be there with me through all of that, and I've been able to work with her, and I think that as a coach, there were ways that I pushed her, and as an athlete, there were ways she pushed me, and I think that it ended up just, working so well that I've had the success that I had, and I don't think I could have done that without her. And I'm very, very grateful for every single year here, and so thankful I have a few more weeks to go.
I'll bet since you've talked so much about internal growth that it's gotten a lot better from the time you've been 18 to 21.
Yes, a lot of lessons learned there.
Very good. Listen, thank you for joining us. It's been great having you. Congratulations to your entire team on the year you had at the NCAA Cross Country, and as well as you just did in this 5K.
Thank you so much. Go Pack.
Ellie Hennis.
Back to the track. Thank you. Back to the track and take a look. Zach Faccione from Coach John Hayes' team has just moved up. They passed the mile mark in about just a hair under 4 minutes and 20 seconds for the mile. And at 3,200 meters, which is almost exactly 2 miles, they are burning things up. They averaged another mile in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. This is big-time stuff for a championship race where some guys have run another race.
4 laps to go. Faccione, the sophomore from Wake, two-time second-team All-ACC performer. He was the Wake Forest Male Rookie of the Year in track and field and cross-country. Just made an immediate impact in Winston-Salem.
One amazing thing to tell you, I've studied stuff about the human body physiologically, and it's amazing. The heart and what it can do pumps 5 ounces of blood plasma through the left ventricle and spreads through the system, bringing the oxygen and the blood flow you need to try and maintain terrific paces like this. And it makes a complete cycle from head to toe back into your left ventricle every 6 to 7 seconds. Think of how fast that blood flow is going to bring the oxygen to carry the pace that these guys are. And then 10 minutes later, 15 minutes, they're so well trained after the race is over, their pulse rate is very close back to normal.
You always amaze me. You know, sometimes I just don't know how to follow up a tidbit.
Look, I've talked to you. This is how you reacted, you know, when you were younger and met your wife.
Yeah, I was speechless.
Was screaming.
I still am. Nothing's changed. Vilscu continues to lead in this rapid pace. 5,000 meters. Faccione. How about Wake Forest? They have found the ability to discover talent down under from Sydney, Australia, and he's not the only one. A number of international stars jumping to the Wake Forest program.
It is very good academic program, and the throws are building up. They don't have their full scholarship program as a fully funded program. That's what the term means in track and field. You get 12.6 scholarships for men. You get 18 full rides for women. And the disparity is there because of 85 scholarships that are fully funded for football. And then they spread it out on other women's sports where they give less to the men than the women in order to make up that difference. That's what Title IX did in 1972. I'll tell you, Faccione looks terrific.
He does.
And certainly Vilscu does too.
Wake Forest in this race, we talked about the international exposure. You have Jack Tiernan from Toowoomba, Australia. Aaron Las Heras, the sophomore from Barcelona, Spain. But right now it's the Sydney sophomore, Faccione, right on the heels of Vilscu. Florida State and Wake going toe-to-toe in the 5,000.
So the question is, if you're Vilscu, have I got something left? Have I kept something in reserve to try and get away from Zach in second place? And Faccione looks good. He's up in the balls of his feet. He really looks terrific the way he's running. And he's no doubt trying to marshal his resources for a final big push. I think he's got something left. But see if Vilscu hammers him. We'll see. 12:28.9 with 400 meters to go. Outstanding time.
The meet record is 13:52.11. The facility record 13:37.50.
That is history. I mean, these guys are just flying.
Tight windows to work for the tiny body of Vilscu. He was able to slide in a little bit easier than the bigger body Faccione on the pass.
He is pulling away a bit. 12:59.9 for 3 miles, 4:20 per mile.
Look at the kick and the sprint as he enters the straightaway. 13:19, 9:8, the nation's top time with Cole Hocker of Oregon. Here comes Vilscoot. Plenty of reserves. He's across. It is a new facility, and it is a new meet record for Florida State. Adrian Vilscoot.
Outstanding. And Zach